Well, has anything changed?
I haven't moved from my seat.
Before you do that, you might want to screen share with me real quick.
Or two.
The Matrix.
Yeah, I hate that. It drives me nuts. Freaks me out.
It freaks you out?
Mm-hmm. Fucking my mind bad. It mind fucks me. You good?
Interesting. Uh-huh.
If I drop the call, I'll come right back. And we'll get to Atlanta. He's on Discord.
You're gonna give what to Atlantis?
It didn't drop me.
Oh, okay.
Him.
Well, what happens if I drop you on purpose?
That'll hurt my feelings.
Aw, not really.
And I would be sad just hold up.
I see Hinsdale Girl and I see Angie in the chat. Is it really mean if I don't like your YouTube?
What do you mean?
If I decide to give you a thumbs down, would that just be really, really mean?
Yeah, that would.
Camera, dude, camera.
I am. I'm is. I'm is. Gotta send out one more.
Can they hear us?
Don't I? Them I can.
Rotting Doll, can you hear us? Lady Death, can you hear us?
Them I can.
Oh, okay then. She says yep.
Y'all heard all our secrets. Dadgummit. Let me,
I'm being mean to Tim. It's okay.
It's all in fun.
I told him I was gonna drop him. It's alright. We're waiting for him to pull up his camera so we can see his activity. Or if we're just going insane, which is quite possible.
I need to stop that and start this
Oh wait, why are you showing my chat?
and stop that. Okay,
You, yeah, you broke it.
what did I break?
You might want to enlarge that, Tim.
Yep, you're right.
Absolutely enlarge that.
Okay. Hey, Alex. Hey, Angie. Hey, Michelle. Lady Death. Dumpster Dad. Let me go ahead and get some mods going in. If it'll let me.
Okay. You're enlarged. Alright. So conditions earlier. The same. Fan is still on.
Mm-hmm.
Light is still off.
The heater is on, though.
Heater is on. The heater was on earlier, so we did note that. Light in the kitchen is off. That needs to go back on. The dome light.
Huh?
The dome light in the kitchen.
It was off.
Was it off earlier?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then, so what we are asking you guys is about the window. I'm seeing what looks like somebody in a mist form looking in Tim's window, but I'm questioning whether or not it's pixelation. And Tim, I'll let you explain what you're seeing.
If you see the drapery in the back, she saw a shadow in the middle of the window pane. And I believe it's still there. It's kind of hard for me to see. Nope, it's still there. Okay, outside the window is probably an 8 to 10 foot drop. If you were to dive out that window, you'd probably get hurt. And what I'm seeing is on the draperies, two guys still fighting. They've been that way for I don't know how long. She has been fixated on the window, and I have been fixated here, where this shadow is. It keeps growing and then back and forth, and right now there's a figure of a man here, or a person. And I caught it trying to dart back, and I told it, I'm not afraid of you. None in the least. No. And I told her, you come out and show yourself. And when we were watching Alex on his live stream, I haven't had a chance to tell you this and see it, but I saw it's almost like a shadow figure, but brighter than a shadow figure. I thought it was somebody on my porch, actually, darted across my front window.
To clarify, you saw it on your end, not on Alex's stream, correct?
No, it was right here in real time. Me, I just saw it dart real fast, like it was trying not to be seen, but I saw it. So no luck fooling me.
Tim, Angie's asking for a little bit more volume. And so I guess we're asking you guys to help us debunk this. What could possibly be showing through the windows? Is it pixelation that I'm seeing?
How's that, Angie?
And, you know, possible, you know, orbs, like, have we just like lost our mind?
Yeah, we think we're going
some
nuts.
kind of like ghost of like, you know, Christmas past, ghost of, you know, present and future. It's kind of like, oh no, like, okay, are we losing it or are we not losing it? Because if we're losing it, help us debunk it and we'll accept that.
But I'm not going to let it. I'm feeding back from the speaker, the headphones. I'm not going to let it get to me. I'll just talk louder, because the closer I get to this sensitive microphone, it's going to pick up the headphones. It's going to pick up M City's voice. But I'm more intrigued than anything else as to what this could be. Like, right over, I don't know if y'all can see, the shadow ends right here. It's vertical, but it's been shifting its shape. It'll get close to here, then it'll go back, then it'll go all the way back, and then this figure of a man that I see now, and these are big men. Okay, Dr. Dad, I'll now that I know where the rock salt is in Walmart, I will put the rock salt out. Hey Deity, welcome to the channel.
What I think is interesting is that we're both fixated on different things, and we've also, you know, seen orbs or flashes like just now underneath the, you know, bar stool. Then again, I don't know if that was a reflection off your screen. And there's a little bit of delay on YouTube. So I just saw it go across YouTube.
What I'm going to try to do, I'm gonna see if this thing that I'm seeing right now might be my shadow somehow. So what I'm about to do, I'm gonna move from side to side. Oh, and I forgot. Do you guys in chat see the little stool, bar stool? That's a baby's crib. Yeah, I do not have any babies. But we kept the dogs in there when we would leave when I was married to my ex-wife. And that's where they would go. That's what that stool under there. There's actually a short shadow figure there moving around. It's still there. I tried to stay in one place while we left from the first live stream because I did not know Alex was live, or I wouldn't have started it. I would have just waited.
So, Lady Death, the doorway we're talking about is not the door with the hinges on it. So, Lady Death, when you're looking at the feed on YouTube, you'll see a doorway with three where the hinges with the three little lines. We're not looking at that room, the one where Tim is gonna point for you. And then what I'm seeing is what I called earlier. In a private conversation with Tim was like, is somebody looking through your window? Like, is this like a peeping Tom? What's going on over there? And then just the occasional like layering of like shadow figures from what I perceive as coming from outside the house. And then Lady Death said that it might be the fan moving the light around.
Well, the fan's reflection stops right here. Right on the edge of that crown molding. So, I mean, it's right at the ceiling. I can turn the ceiling fan off. That ain't no big deal. And we can see if that makes a difference.
And so this was the big question was, is it pixelation that we're seeing? Is it, a difference because we're both drawn to different areas, and then at certain times we're actually seeing the same thing? And you guys are a great help in debunking that and throwing out all possibilities or confirming and saying, yeah, that's definitely there.
So we need your guys' input big time, because I'm not letting it freak me out. It's not like it used to. I mean, I'm learning how to turn things off before they get out of hand.
Angie, earlier, it was because we're watching on Discord as well as YouTube. Earlier, it was very visible, and I initially asked him if there was an outside structure that was causing what looked like a mist form or, a white building outside, but then there was, dark shadowing. I'm assuming just because of the time, it's gotten darker. Is there any way, Tim, that you can put a camera in the direction of the shadow to eliminate any pixelation in either area? Or is there a way to zoom in?
This camera's not able to zoom in, unfortunately. Maybe could try and record a little bit on my phone. I don't know if that. Do you think that would help, Angie?
I think anything that would refract light, if you use a flashlight or your cell phone flashlight, that might help to see if it's pixelating, if that's what we're seeing, or even trying your phone.
I've got this light. I don't know. I wouldn't shine it directly at it because it's going to ruin it.
I mean, earlier we did test turning on the light in that room.
Does that help or what? What do y'all see now? I can't see it.
Right now we're just seeing pitch black, and then
I still kind of see that shadow. It just darted back. It darted back.
Okay.
And it came, as soon as I removed the light, it came back. Now it's growing again. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you with flashlight. Sorry. He's peeking around the corner. Let's come back around the corner. Stand where you were. I'm sorry.
Hinsdale Girl had a good idea as far as black light to see if that would work.
I gave my laser grid to Alex because I figured that he would use it more than I did. It didn't cost for $19, so I'll get another one. But I figured he would get more use out of it, and he does more on location places than I do. And I want him to capture just as much as he can. I may have to let these dogs out for a minute because they're the ones irritating me right now.
Next time I think that it would be a good idea to try and go through Hangouts, because the difference between Discord and what we're seeing on this end versus the live stream on YouTube is night and day. So
hey,
on
John
YouTube,
G.
you're only seeing the black outline of the window, and it's pitch black. So it's really hard to see the figure come through, where on Discord it's very, very prominent and you can see it.
Hey, PSTR.
Well.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Just telling hey to everybody. Thank you guys for coming in and help us trying to figure this out.
And then as well as your shadow in the doorway that you're seeing, and the movements all around, it's a lot easier to see on Discord than it is on YouTube. So we might try that next time. And then possibly bringing in another investigator to see if they see the same thing.
Another one that's popped up on my cabinet.
In the same location?
Nope, on the cabinet door right there where I'm pointing my finger. He's doing this.
As in, he's beckoning?
I don't know. He's, okay, Toby. He's like trying to get noticed. I see you on the cabinet. I notice you. I'm going to try to do, maybe if my dog would be quiet for a minute. Try to do an EVP and we'll play it back and see what we can hear. Maybe we can hear something.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and mute for a second.
Okay. I was on one of my best friend's channels, YouTube channels, and he said I heard a voice that said there are 5 spirits in my house. And I want to know, hush, Toby. I want to know how many spirits are in the house. How many spirits are in my house right now? Alright, I'm going to play it back. How many spirits are in my house right now? How many spirits are in my house right now? I don't know if any of y'all heard anything or not. How many spirits are in my house right now? Oh, I just heard 4. How many spirits are in my house right now? Hey, Toby.
That's pretty eerie. Like, you know, because when asked earlier in another person's stream, they said 5. And so what I wonder is, are they counting you
Or did
as a
one
spirit?
leave? Or did one leave?
No, okay, well, just because I'm muted, like,
No,
hopefully, it's like, I'm gonna mute, you know,
I didn't mean
and
it
then all of a
that
sudden,
way.
I hope not.
No.
It's like, I'm very much alive.
Yes, you are.
Well, wait a minute. We
first,
truly don't know that, though.
The first few people that come in my stream, my paranormal streams, I'm gonna make mods, and there will be a limit that I'll place on the number of mods I'm gonna get. But those of you that I know, because, and I don't really know Toby or there was another guy in here. But I'm gonna, you know, they can be, mods can be removed. I mean, I trust you guys. But Toby, I'm gonna trust you, buddy. So
Toby's good people, so
if you vouch for him, he's good to go then.
I will vouch for Toby, as well as who else came in here. So Michelle's in.
But yeah, the only thing that really kind of blew my mind was when that person or whatever zipped across my porch like it was running. And it wasn't really running, it was like it was gliding across the front porch. So that kind of startled me. It didn't freak me out. I guess I better correct myself.
So Lady Death mentioned that the white outline seems to take over more of the window now, and it's kind of been doing that over and over. And then there also seems to be a darker shadow figure that almost seems like it's, you know, it's actually like fighting with whatever's there. So any ideas of what could be causing that?
Yeah, I noticed that too, Andy. She said the shadow in the house kind of glides too. And Dumpster Dad, the things that you made will be going into back in the sun tomorrow. What does she call them? Spirit catchers, I believe. I can't remember exactly what she called them.
The dream catchers.
Yeah, they will be going into sun to charge back up. Well,
That would be a good idea to clear any negative activity out of there.
but she put that one over my bed up so far my little short fat tail can't reach it. uh,
You mean you didn't defy your mama and just jump on the bed and get it?
I'm afraid I might lose my balance and fall. But I don't know if John is still here. But John, if you can keep an eye on Eric and let me know when he goes live, please, I would appreciate it. Because I don't want to interfere with him. And like I said, if I'd known Alex was live, we would have probably waited until, well, not probably, I would have waited till he was over. But I'm going to have to, let these dogs out for a minute. They don't usually take too long. It's 40 degrees. I know they're not going to take too long out there.
Do you want to tell them, just generally for those that weren't in here earlier, how this came about? Like,
well, we got to talking on Discord, and I was showing her some game footage, and I was playing a game, and so I close in a minute, Toby. I hear you whimpering, so we closed the game out. So we were talking a little bit. Y'all ignore the dog. He wants to go out, and I'm gonna let him out. So when we closed the game out, we got talking about something. We weren't anywhere near the paranormal. We wasn't even thinking about paranormal. We was talking about the different games that I played and all this kind of stuff like that, and showing her some different things that we can do now in the community, which was pretty funny, as a matter of fact. So then she happened to spot this, what we just told you about, and that's how it came about. But I'm going to take a break for a minute. I'm going to let you guys look at my nasty house for a minute instead of me. But it shouldn't take me too long, and you can keep everybody occupied, and y'all be discussing what you think it might be, or so I have a better idea. See if you can count the number of spirits in MC.
I will definitely do that. But I think you're a little bit better when it comes to that, so I will keep an eye out on it and
just get a general guess. But I got this dog about to drive me crazy. I gotta let him out.
Yep, no worries.
I'll be right back. We're going, Toby. And he's gonna bark, so cover your ears.
Alright, ears are covered.
Hush. That's my ears.
Angie, I saw, I've noticed them.
We're going.
I've noticed them here and there.
Hurry up.
But for all of those wondering, that's his chime when he opens his door. So just now there was a flash outside, but I'm wondering what that is. But I mean, there have been flashes inside the house. I mean, initially what caught my attention was thinking that somebody was just, looking through his windows, but knowing that his neighbors are a good deal away, it was kind of off-putting. I'm like, somebody's looking through the window. And then he started focusing in an entirely different, area as far as the doorway. And I asked him, I was like, can you please go, turn on the light? What's going on? What am I seeing over there? I mean, we tried to debunk this, and my thought was, okay, you know, is this just the camera playing tricks? And then as soon as he gets back, I'll ask him about the light outside, because there was a really, really strong flash from outside, and I'm curious as to what that was. Lady Death, that's a great suggestion. The reason that we kept the fan on was to keep the results the same as before. To make sure we noted whether the fan was on, the flashing on his gaming wheel, and trying to keep everything consistent. So, I mean, anything to help us debunk this. Otherwise, it's possible that, out of nowhere and just randomly, activity has been drawn to Tim.
Buttons, Toby. Come on, Toby.
Okay, I'm gonna assume that these really bright flashes that I'm seeing through his window are a result of somebody either driving by
Yeah.
Tim, does your front door reflect in the back window when you open it? Is it reflecting the monitor? There were some really bright flashes that look like a flashlight or a headlamp going by.
What did I block? Let the other one in.
No, I was asking if the front door reflects on the back door. Okay, so I'm seeing what you guys are seeing now, so...
Am I blocking anything? Am I blocking anything? Nope, I did not move the couch, Dumpster Dad.
Did you go into the restroom, Tim?
Nope.
Is the bathroom light on?
It isn't. And I didn't move the couch.
Okay, I was just, I mean, we're ruling out everything. So, just making sure.
The lady said, watch the window now. It just happened again. Dumpster Dad said he asked if I moved the couch, and I didn't move it, didn't touch it.
That back room is now, like, there's some, when I'm watching the YouTube feed, there are a couple of, like, just minor flashes, and that's where I start to question, is it just the pixels that I'm seeing, pixelation, or something reflecting? Because it seems to me that back room, the shadow, like, goes halfway, and then it'll move to, like, 3/4, and then it draws back.
The guy's peeking around the corner again in that door. He's doing pretend like this microphone is the door. He's looking around, doing that. When you walked in the door to let the dogs in, flashes happened both times. Huh.
They were really bright. It looked like somebody was walking by outside with a headlamp, or they were shining a flashlight through.
Unless, I don't know. The highway is a 2-lane highway at the top of at the entrance to my driveway. That's probably 200 yards. And it goes from north to south, kind of.
I'm laughing at Dumpster Dad's Paranormal Homestead. It's like, okay, regarding like the bathroom door and the couch, it's like, are you trying to tell us that you're in the bathroom?
No.
Hobbit number 1, are you hiding out? Does he not know you're there? Are you responsible for this?
Yeah, I think it's Brian doing this to me. I really do. Him and Alex teamed up. That was just a recorded live stream. They're down here messing with me.
I think if Alex was messing with you, it would be far more extravagant. Like,
I don't think he would though, because he knows. Well, hell, I'm a lot better than I was. What the hell was that?
It sounded like somebody eating something, like crunching on an apple.
I heard something go, oh! In my headset. Oh God, oh hell no, you're not going to start that crunching with me. Sorry.
I hope you're talking to the dog over there. It's like, I'm not munching on anything, so... No, if Alex was going to prank him, I could totally see Alex luring him to the woods and then completely just spooking him. I was thinking that, John, luring him out there, as Bigfoot, or, having Eric, join in the fun, and Brian as well, like,
Toby.
hiding with ghillie suits on, and then putting, like, all these crazy, like, footprints. Shh, I have to stop talking. He's gonna put his headphones back on.
I've got my headphones back on. You're in trouble.
You didn't hear anything.
Lay down, Toby.
So
Now,
to confirm that that squeal or that high-pitched noise that you heard in the chomp was not from either of the dogs, correct?
no, it wasn't them. Toby, get in the bed now. Lay down. Oh, every time I try to do a live stream. Well, not every
I'm
time.
not.
It's the first
I
time
mean,
he's done this.
it's not like I gave them any ideas. I mean,
What are you eating? I thought I took everything out of that bed. It's not that what?
okay, so what are you picking up from the house? Because you pick up and you experience things entirely different than I do.
Get in that bed. I'm gonna put you in a timeout room. Are you talking to me?
Are you talking to me about a timeout room, mister?
No, no, no. I'm talking to my dog. He thinks he's got to eat.
Did you get a chance before we went over to Alex's stream to review the mug, the
No.
red mug, to see if it moved at all?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
But I did look at it. It didn't look like it had been moved.
So yes. So what are you picking up
But wait.
with the energy?
What the hell? I think the mug has been moved. That was these two. You could see the hole, the handle. But now you can't see it. Hey Tassie Flats, welcome to my live stream.
Initially, I thought when we first started talking, and I wasn't, kind of noticed it in the background, that it seemed to be horizontal, on the countertop. And then it seemed to just slowly turn to the point that it's almost angled now in between your mic stand. And that's why I asked you to go back and review with the minor flashes, and then seeing just shadow movement near the window.
But what I'm talking about,
Inside and outside now. Do you know what that sound reminds me of?
what's that?
It reminds me of The Ring, or one of those horror flicks where they're like all of a sudden like nails start clicking on the floor and like the person's crawling towards you to jump scare you.
Get in that bed now.
Just hold the dog.
I don't pick up anything bad with what I'm seeing here. Of course, that could be a cover-up. Pretending to be friendly when in reality they're not. Okay. But that wasn't you. Just felt something brush across my right leg at the calf muscle. And that's
Do you have any?
That's my
Do you have any
chihuahua.
other apps up? I mean, what is? I'm hearing something coughing or.
My chihuahua.
Oh, okay.
I think I'm gonna put them in the bedroom.
I mean, if that works, I mean, it was just more of, asking, if that was you, or if
Oh,
that
no,
was
no,
just
no.
something that was randomly caught. And so one of the like thoughts that kind of went through our mind was, you know, if it was something residual, is this something that, you know, perhaps there was a tradition within his family or a friend, um, or anybody that's visited his home that's, you know, on the other side that's, you know, engaging and carrying things, because at one point it seemed like there was he perceived it as entities or figures fighting each other, and where when I was seeing it, it looked like somebody was had their hands outstretched and was carrying something, which could also be, you know, misinterpreted or, you know, seen to be either carrying something or saying, you know, I need my space.
I don't know if they're fighting. They're just kind of pushing each other off. They're still doing it now.
I'll push you off.
And now one of them's headbutting the other.
So I'm actually seeing flashing like right next to your headphones above your head.
I don't see that here. But I'm not moving.
I'm not sure if it's going to show up on YouTube or not. So that has yet to be determined. And again, pixelation or something else possibly.
I don't know why I can't see the shadow of those places.
Where are you seeing the shadow? Point for us.
Up there. And there's a skinny man here and a kind of a chubby man that looks like me here. He's about the same size as me, but taller. Of course, everybody's taller than me. I'm 5'3". Above the head, where you talking about, Dumpster Dad? It's alternate dimensions, hobbits. Yep, you got that right, Lady Death.
That is an interesting thought now that she brought that up. Okay, something just flashed outside the window. I'm not sure what it was, and it may have been something off the monitor. So I'm going to go ahead and just say that was probably a flash off the monitor,
Could have
but
been
it
a
seemed to
car.
be red.
Could have been a car on the hallway. I'm not sure. But like I said, it's a long. If you go to a high school or a college football game, and you imagine how long a football field is, from goal line to goal line, put two of them together, and that's how long my yard from my house to the highway is. Okay, that was a car that just went by then. Did you see a flash?
I'm looking right now to see. I mean, if what I saw earlier, I mean, it was red and like intent. So if the flash that I saw just a second ago wasn't red, so if it is a car, then somebody definitely like hit their brakes pretty hard, and just for a few moments.
I've never had any car shine lights in the house. I've even had the lights completely dark.
The window
Oh,
keeps
whoa,
changing.
whoa, hold on,
That
hold on. I just heard it again. Through my headsets. I heard. Oh, oh. And it ain't the dogs. I'll just look down at them. Okay, now I see a car coming across the road. He's probably going to shine some lights over here. So just a forewarning.
Well, this will be a good test to debunk it, to make sure, to see what it looks like.
They're coming out of the drive, getting on the highway now. I ain't shining directly at the house, so.
And is that something we can normally see through the window?
I was looking at it as it pulled out of that. Another way you can probably tell when something's trying to get at me or whatever, I start coughing real bad. I don't know why. But
Lady Death has the same question that I asked earlier about you having a porch light. That is automatically triggered, or when you open the door?
It's a motion sensor also. That's how we caught the shadow figure when Kim and Brian.
So, to confirm, when you open the door, it does. The light does turn on.
No, it hasn't got a light. It's got an infrared light.
Okay. Lady Death mentioned seeing little orb things flashing up on the ceiling above the shelves and the doorways every now and again. What do you think they are, Lady Death?
It could be dust. This house gets dusty. It's what it was before I moved out here. Was an old hayfield, and prior to that, no house had been on this land. And I have 5.91 acres, might as well say 6 acres of land. 6 pecan trees, which in the South we call them pecan trees.
No. No.
That's what we call them down here. It is what it is.
It's a pecan tree, and it's over yonder.
No.
And you better be home for supper. You hear me?
You hear me now?
You hear me?
It was if someone took a picture and you see dots afterwards. Wow. And
Better head over yonder with that. Before I come at you with the... It's a beautiful day, yonder, eh?
Lady Death said they were about the size of a Coke can around, and definitely wasn't dust. Okay. Well, I put all my Coke cans in the garbage, so, and the garbage bags were tied up, the empties. So that couldn't be it.
So earlier, there was that light, and I wasn't sure if it was light refracting off your computer screen that's in the cabinet area. So if you would hold your hand up or point towards the cabinet where it looked like there was a head, right a little bit, go to your right, away from the window.
I'm trying to. It's weird trying to do this with the camera.
Yep, go back the other way. The other way, Tim. Away from the window.
I'm trying. Right, there's where I see the shadow now.
A little bit further. And stop. I keep seeing something. It continues to grow brighter, and then it'll dim itself. So I'm assuming... Are we chalking...
It's getting larger. It's getting larger.
Now, are we going to chalk that up to light refraction, or is that... something else. What do you think it is?
I think it's something else that ain't no light refraction. Of course, that's just my opinion. Damn, Dr. Dad. I'm not repeating it. MC just gonna have to read it.
Why? I bet you I got 5 on that. Yep, sorry, been up north too long. I can't, you know, the southern accent kind of goes away, and somebody who speaks multiple languages is nearly impossible. And Yadere is definitely Upper Peninsula. This is definitely not south, you know, southern.
What the
Just
hell
can't
does
do it.
Yadere mean? What the hell?
It's a beautiful day. Yadere. It took me forever to grasp this when people would ask me that. I was like, is that a statement? Is that a question? It's essentially people asking for affirmation. They're like, it's a beautiful day. Don't you agree?
Lady, that's Canada?
Near Canada. So think, you know, Upper Peninsula of Michigan. You mean the Rundabit?
Oh, God.
Now they got me going.
This has turned into a Canadian language class.
I don't live in Canadadia.
Yeah,
See,
y'all
Angie
can have
gets
that
it.
cold ass weather. I don't want it. It's 40 degrees and I'm freezing my balls off.
Angie's in Michigan, so she knows when you talk about like the Upper Peninsula and the yuppers.
If we come up there to visit, you better have plenty of heaters and plenty of blankets. And a sub-zero sleeping bag for me.
It could be 90 degrees, and I would still complain that it's cold. And I do keep
Oh,
my
geez.
house very, very warm.
Lord help us all.
Says the one that has his fan on in the middle of winter.
I got to have mine at least 65 degrees. Jeez.
That's way too cold. Sorry, my friend.
Well, I like to have it cold and then jump in the covers, jump in the bed.
I think I might just, you know, have to go to the death closet down the hall and definitely, you know, start, you know, performing a blood ritual.
Uh-oh. 65 way too cold? Yeah, I'm teasing. I don't have it that cold. I usually keep it on like 72, the thermostat. I don't
Okay,
need to start
so
coughing.
if I may ask, why? I know you're acknowledging, but why are you not tapping into the paranormal energy, as others have confirmed that they're seeing what we're seeing?
To be honest, a little bit what we talked about earlier. I'm not going to say it in front of them. I'm worried about what might happen if I do. I need to develop whatever whatever you call this that I've got, whatever ability this is, a little further. And another reason they're all bombarding me at one time. Oh, so y'all finally got tired out, I see. Don't show up. I caught you relaxed. Don't show out.
Instigator. Instigator. Ooh, those are some fighting words, Hobbit.
They were still the ones on the drapery. We're still the statue. Wish it was here.
That's okay, because I bite hobbits.
Uh-oh. We in trouble, Dumpster Dad.
I'll send Toby to bite you both.
Oh, Toby's scared of everything. He'll run. Could be a smart thing to run. My fat ass could run, I'd run.
So, I do want to ask, in regards to...
I just heard two more voices.
Into your gifts, in regards to your gifts, with channeling, and as far as being an empath, do you consider those different from each other? And just, it's always been my understanding that channeling is more of you focusing and basically acknowledging and putting your full focus into one spirit at a time, even though they may bombard you, but saying, okay, Spirit A, I'm going to talk to you in this moment. I'm going to feel everything that you're feeling and everything that you went through in life. But Spirit B, C, D, E, F, you need to wait for a moment. Chill out.
And that's what I need to do. Do it that way.
Do you...
Dr. Dad said channeling is allowing a spirit to take over your body and use it to communicate. Okay. I'm not sure I'm using the right word as far as channeling to describe what I do. Both these dogs are hungry.
That's what I just said in not so many words. I was like, it's essentially, you know, allowing them, acknowledging them, and allowing them that ability and focusing in on them.
But I'm not sure that's what I'm doing. I don't know it. No. I'm just kind of like, right now at this point in City, it's like I'm just discovering what I've got. And I need to learn how to... I need to have somebody here with me to watch over me. The first few times I do this, that way, if something happens, I can be bailed out. And then as I learn how to develop this new gift, I'll feel more confident on my own, if that makes any sense.
It definitely makes sense to me, and I'm not suggesting that that's something that you should do in this moment or in the immediate future or unsupervised. I was just, you know, wondering.
Because mainly I choose not to interact. But it's trying to get to me. It's not the fact causing me to smoke. Cough.
Do you feel that by choosing to not interact or to not see, that you may lose your gift?
No.
Okay.
Honestly, I don't. Probably because I feel deep inside it's something I'm supposed to develop. Like the empath You know, I've had to
You have
learn.
flashes like
Mm-hmm.
crazy going off right now. Like there are just these like glittery, like they're not glittery, but they're just, it looks like a lot of pixelation around the window, around the playpen, around the bar stool.
I know. I feel them.
All this stuff is just the cabinet, it's just going off.
I feel them. I felt them as I was talking about what I said. They're all circled kind of around. They're not. They're all focused around the bar. Behind that uh, crib or whatever you want to call it is a bar.
And I think that the most important thing is, for them to remember is it's not their home. And they really have no authority over you. It is your body, it is your life. It is for you to decide when and how you acknowledge them, and what you speak into the universe
I just saw an orb
is of none of their concern.
over there by
And
my cabinet.
you are protected by so many that love you.
I just saw one small orb from here headed toward the door, that bedroom. But I'm choosing not to at this
And
time
that's your right.
because I've talked to Kim about all of this, and it's just like she told me I needed to take control of the situation, because if you if you don't take control, they'll all bombard you at once, or they'll all crash you at once, and it'll be overwhelming, and I know what'll happen after then. I've already experienced it. I'll fall out. I mean, I'll black out. And right now, I don't have anybody here with me, and if I were to experiment with this, I'll get myself into trouble, because one of them now, they're extremely. I'm gonna have to stop this in a minute. Not the stream, and I'm talking about the spirits, because they're all hovered. They're all around my chair right now. If I were to stand up right now and look down, just imagine me standing up and looking down at the chair. Well, there's about 4 or 5 of them in a semicircle around me right now. And one of them's just really causing it hard for me to breathe right now. So,
There's definitely, one that's, it would be interesting just to run an EVP, but right now, I don't think it would be safe for you to do so. I mean, and if they want to pick on somebody, they can pick on somebody their own size. So, I'm not going to, taunt them. I'm not going to, extend an invitation, but they do need to, back off and, don't give them that power. As hard as it is to rein in those emotions right now, is to just like, close your eyes, pray, and hold tight to those that love you, and envision love, light, and beauty. I mean, remember Christmas time, remember, pleasant thoughts of those, and they're going to do anything because they don't want you to focus on, those that love you, on Alex, on Eric, on Kim, on Brian, on Nick, everybody else. They don't want you to remember happy times. And as much as they're, thinking of crying out for help, there are many others they can go to for help. Especially in this moment. Don't hold your breath. And I've seen that look before, and I've definitely met you one-on-one. Oh, reminder for you to tell Alex what we were talking about earlier that you forgot to mention. Did you put your John Hancock on that drawing, by the way? Snap out. Tim, listen to the sound of my voice. Remember the raven hair. Remember the hue of blue off my hair.
I'm fighting it. Really strong.
And they can come over here, and that's, perfectly fine. We've met before, and they can come here. But remember the blue, the soft blue, the raven hair, fair skin.
I will learn how to deal with you. And I will get better at this.
You actually did very well that bout, and
But I'm not ready for you yet. You need to back off. Yeah, I realize you're strong.
notice that the shadow on the window is actually dissipating.
But I'll deal with you another day when I'm stronger. I can promise you that. You might like it, you might not, but I'm going to deal with you. But if you're a good spirit, I have no issues with you.
And if they need help, they can come to you at a later date or seek somebody who can help them.
If you need help, you're just going to have to come back a little later on. It's not like you're in a hurry. You've been gone a while.
All right.
And Mom
You
and
good?
Dad and Grandmother, Mom, if that's you, y'all are more than welcome to come in and visit. But I have to get stronger. And I promise you I will. This is weird.
I smell apple pie, like, all of a sudden. Like, I smell, like, holiday spices, and it's just, it's amazing.
We got a cloud around me. Like a mist. Not really a mist, then between a mist and a fog. I can't even see my eyes anymore.
Lady Death, mentioned, she was going to roll out and would be back, in a couple if you were still on, and that, she was sending blessings of white light surrounding you. So even though you may see the fog, and there's so many different ways.
It's gone.
Beautiful.
I reached down and rubbed my forehead, and then when I looked up, it's gone. I don't know.
It's funny to hear you say that because, you know, I do that
Oh my Lord!
when
I smell that.
like little one is, you know, scared, or when, you know, I just get fed up with what's
We
going on. Like
used
I will
to
cross myself.
every Christmas we used to have.
You used to have what?
We used to have my mama's dressing, and it was the best dressing in the world. I just smelled that dressing strong.
What kind of dressing and her stuffing did she make?
The only one that's got the recipe right now is my sister.
Do you remember what it smelled like?
I remember what it smelled like, but I can't tell you how.
Apples, grapes, banana, gravy.
It was more turkey-based dressing.
Oh, so a savory type.
Mm-hmm.
In those like darkest moments, and you know, Kim has said it so eloquently and beautifully, and
Good
Lady
night, Andy.
Death's
Love you. Thank you for coming by. That meant a lot. But I'm
and Lady
okay.
and Lady Death surrounding you with, you know, white light, and you seeing that mist and it being gone, and now, you know, experiencing that emotion and remembering something happy and positive.
I think that was Mom. One of them. And Dad was with her, but he didn't say anything. I don't know. Maybe I'm just going nuts.
I don't think you're going nuts at all. I mean, the fact that, you know, I thought I was going nuts saying, hey, like, what's going on in your window? Like,
Well, I'm just
and
glad
this
everybody else saw it too. And see, I'm getting much better at regaining my composure after having that experience. It was kind of weird a little bit because they were trying to sneak up on me like they did before, like they lured me in the woods. So it did that. I learned from that, and I caught it in time tonight. Because I felt a familiar presence, and I wasn't gonna. I'm learning, and I'm gonna get this thing down to where I can do what I'm supposed to do, whatever that may be. I'm gonna get better at this. So, yeah.
you will get better at it, and it's just remembering you're loved and remembering those positive moments, and it is quite literally a fight in every instance that they try to sneak up and pull you under. It is a fight.
While I was fighting it, like you don't even know what was going on inside of me. You also have to remember, Tim, not every sad emotion is a spirit. You are allowed to be sad, and you have been through a lot. Yeah, Kim. Somehow I didn't even read the name, your name, Kim, down at the bottom, but I knew that was her talking. Ain't that strange? I know.
She's amazing. I mean, her intuition is just dead on, and I admire that about her. And
She was the first one. I didn't know who it was touching my back, and I thought, who the hell was touching my back when I was going on? Because I was so angry. And then I found out later it was Kim and Brian back there praying for me.
do you want to say? Do you want to say a quick prayer because Eric is on?
Yep. To all the spirits here in the house, you're not welcome in my house. You have to leave. Until I am ready to handle this, I will be ready. But we have to go now. You're not to follow anybody that was in my live stream. You're not to follow M City. You're not to attach yourself to anybody whatsoever. And I recognize that you are around. So with that being said, I bind you in the name of Jesus. You can't attack me. And you cannot catch me off guard. And Lord, I ask you to protect everybody that's in the chat room. Watch over them, be with them, keep them safe until they come back to see me again. I want to thank everybody for coming in the live stream and visiting with me in M City. M City, thanks for coming in and chatting with me and making it, just being there for me. That means a lot more than you know. I cherish our friendship.
You're always welcome, and trust goes both ways, and I very much value our friendship and the honesty between us. I love you too, Kim and Brian, even though you're a hobbit, but I can't be a bro.
I love my hobbit, bro. He knows that. We had so much fun when he was here playing games and stuff.
Alright, hon. I will chat with you later to check in and make sure you're okay.
Okay.
But I'll see you over in Eric's stream, okay?
Alright, I'll be there in a minute as soon as I close this out.
Alrighty.